Hi guys, Linda here. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing a get ready with me, and it's going to be about how I got into makeup artistry. If you want to hear all of the details in this video, then please keep on watching the video. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into this video. As a child, I always saw how my mom would always use apply makeup, at least a lipstick. Like for our parents way back then, the most important makeup product for them was the normal powder they use on their face. That's the white powder, and an eyebrow pencil, which was that black pencil they used to use way back then, and the lipsticks. So she would allow my elder sister to do her makeup, but she rarely allowed me to help her apply hers. I think I want to start with priming. I'm going to apply this primer all over my face. So I just apply this primer all over my face. Yes guys, so after priming my face, the next step now, I'm just going to apply a powder, and I'm using this powder in this palette here. I'm going to dust this powder all over my face. Happiest day of my life as a child was the day she applied makeup on my lips. Man, God. I think that day she used a red lipstick on my lips. I was so happy. I was so happy by just her applying the lipstick on my lips. It made me so happy. Some encounters I'd always had with like the whole beauty thing, the act of helping someone to, like, you know, enhance her look and all. So my other sister would always help my mom pack her hair, you know, just help her arrange herself. And I always wished that I was the one that she was always calling to help her do stuff like that, but unfortunately I wasn't the one she was always calling. It was always my other sister. So other issues I also encountered growing up as a child when it comes to makeup was I like strokes on my brows. Of course, having a sister like my sister and expect me to be more like her, horrible. And man, I'm still fat. I'm not fat, but then I'm still on the big side. Like, I've never really been slim. So as a child, I was always teased about being overweight. I was always compared with my sister, that's my elder sister, because she sort of has a smaller frame, like that perfect Coca-Cola shape and all. So she had the perfect body shape that most girls want to have. And so for that reason, she was always preferred to me. She was always preferred. And people would always say things like, let's say visitors came to the house, they would always from their remarks, from the things they would say, they would always be like, oh, if I'm mad, that, like, how, you know how people would always try and put you down rightfully, like it was something that it was cool. Like, people, it was just allowed in our culture here in Nigeria. People, relatives will come around, they will compare you, not just relatives, of neighbors. They would always say, oh, your sister, your hot sister, this one, your sister is more beautiful, more fashionable. And she always got that extra attention from people. She was always like the standard that I couldn't meet up to, or she was always like the standard I couldn't meet up to. I think that's just the best way to describe it, because even it wasn't just about maybe how people made me feel. It was also about the fact that, okay, as a child I probably didn't know how, I wasn't really interested in like the fashion thing, though I liked it, but I just didn't know how to do it, maybe because I wasn't really given the opportunity to try and do it. I'm just trying to define my brows now, guys. It's just the Elegant Pro concealer to do this. For my eyebrow, I use David's number 3 eyebrow pencil, while I use this regular so having the sister I have as my elder sisters, and knowing how human beings are, how they would always compare me, tease me and all, she was the standard that I had to meet up to. She was the standard that I had to she was always what people expected me to be like her. People expected me to be a replica. People expected me to be slim like her. People expected me to be, just the way she was. But because I wasn't the way she was, they would always tease me and be as mean as they possibly could. Because men, if I'm gonna be honest, adults were very mean to me as a child. So I think for that reason, all of that just made me reserved. Like I didn't really want to mix with people well. I just wanted to just be left alone, to just do my own thing and all. Because I knew, of course, that I would always be the other option. For the most part, I'll just say that, you know how parents would have had like a male child, a female child, and by the time you're now having another girl, when you've already had like your first girl, it now starts to seem like, oh, I didn't want a girl. Why did the girl come? I would have preferred a boy or something like that. So it was like it was as if I felt like I wasn't wanted, I wasn't needed. And for the most part, if they were buying stuffs in a house and all, they also choose. If I had like my sister in the house, let's say my female cousin, they will always choose first before me, because of course they were older than me. So I always got like the worst of everything. I always got like the least, what nobody else wanted. What nobody wanted was what I always had to settle for. And in most cases I would have seen something that I like, because as a child I loved pink. Let's say my mom would have bought like an orange H, I bought a red one, a pink one, and a blue one, and I'll be hoping that, oh man, I just hope that they don't take the one I like. And unfortunately, it always happens that after they pick all of what they want, they end up taking the one that I want, and I have to settle for the one that nobody likes as my own. So having gone through being left with the worst of items, and also being always treated like I was probably not needed, or I wasn't just good enough for something, all of this kind of made me lack self-confidence. And of course, knowing fully well that I was also overweight and I was always teased, and I didn't have like the perfect body. I always felt ashamed of even taking off my clothes in front of people. I would always feel very awkward and shy and all. I started getting into makeup. I would buy these small eyeshadow palettes that we used to use way back then. Palettes that there was this palette that was black. It was shaped like this, very small like this. It had various colors: pink, black, blue, gold. Like yeah, various colors of eyeshadows in that palette. So I started playing with makeup when I got that particular eyeshadow palette. And my sister then was also already doing makeup and all, because then she would be the one that used to shape my brows and all. But what really got me to really be invested in makeup was I began to see how people could change the way they look with makeup, and knowing fully well that I had insecurities that I was dealing with. If I probably saw this guy and I liked this guy, by the time the guy comes around and he probably sees me and my sister, he would always like tend towards, oh, he wants to be with my sister, maybe my sister likes him. So she would always get like the best. She always got like the best of everything. She always got like the best. Like men just always wanted her because she was she's beautiful, she's very fashionable, she's slimmer and well shaped and all of that. So I'm done with my eyebrows. The next thing I'm going to be doing is my eyeshadow, and for my eyeshadow I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette right here, which is ENL Beauty, the Divine Eyeshadow Palette. This eyeshadow palette right here. Let me reach out for my eyeshadow brush. I'm also going to be using this 2-in-1 eyeshadow brush here, also from ENL Beauty. So I'm going to blend this eyeshadow right here named Shayo all around my crease area. I went to the same secondary school, and most times when people would see my sister and see me, of course they could see that we had that facial resemblance, but I didn't have the physique she had. I wasn't as interesting as she was, because man, when I say she had some sort of she was just more attractive and people liked her. She was more friendly. People liked her because she was somebody that everybody wanted to be her friend. Everybody wanted to be associated with her. She looks good. She knew how to iron her clothes and be clean and all of that. So I had to also go through the same thing even while we were still in secondary school and all. So getting into university, of course, or will I say luckily for me, we didn't go to the same university. even if we didn't go to the same university, whenever we come back, let's say we go home for Christmas or we go home for maybe one occasion or another, when we probably make ashebi and whatever ashebi or other clothes we are wearing for weddings or other event or other stuffs, when people look at whatever it is I sew and what she sews, they would always say things like that. Now wow, I don't know why you're so, you don't know how to wear clothes, or you're not fashionable, you just don't know how to dress up. So all of having to have gone through all of that over the years, so it was always like a struggle to want to meet up to, like, you know, as good as my sister dressed, or just to even look as good as she looked. People, I mean, human beings, I just know human beings are really mean. Anyways, having gone through all of that, like, people always tear you down just because you probably didn't know how to dress up, and you didn't know how to dress up as good as your sister probably knew how to. After my university days, I got in call. I think at the point I had this friend. We served doing youth service together. Her name is Genero. Yeah. So she wanted to learn makeup artistry. So there was this particular lady, she's very prominent in Nigeria. Her name is Juju's Touch. So she wanted to go and learn makeup under Juju's Touch. So I have a friend that knows Juju. So I spoke to that my friend, and so my friend told me how much Jojo charges for makeup. So I was now telling that my other friend, okay, this is how much Jojo charges for makeup training. So if you want to do training with Jojo, you have to pay this amount. My friend now go back to calling Jojo to speak to her about learning makeup under her. My friend couldn't meet up with the price that Jojo was charging for the training, so she ended up not doing training with Jojo. So coming to Lagos after I had finished my youth service, I didn't want to just rely on just having a 9-to-5 job alone. I wanted a situation whereby I could have something else that I could be earning a living from, aside just doing the regular 9-to-5 job. So what I then did was I went like makeup training then in Lagos, and the training fee was 20,000 naira way back then. As I think it was somewhere around 2012 or so. That was how much we were charging for makeup training. And there were other people that were also doing makeup training then, like in Festac area. Like House of Tara Makeup School then was also in Festac. I could go there, but then the price for the makeup training at House of Tara was so expensive. I think House of Tara charged around 80,000 naira also for makeup training way back. So I used this Shayo eyeshadow around my crease. I'm using Onyeka just underneath. So there were other makeup houses that were more expensive, but I chose to go for one that was more affordable for me. I paid for the makeup training, it was 20,000 naira. I also had to go and buy makeup products that I was going to be using to practice, and also work and using serving people that wanted to use my service for makeup jobs. And the moment I started to do my makeup so much better, I started to notice that okay, I was getting more attention. People were now, I was now beginning to look. And I think having gone through all of what I had gone through, like as a child, always being compared and told I wasn't beautiful, and I also felt like probably I wasn't beautiful, I didn't have that confidence. Getting into makeup some sort of helped me realize that I could change the way I looked. I could enhance my features. I could make my nose look more pointed. I could just make myself look more attractive with makeup. So after I learned how to do makeup under that school which I went to, I started to practice. I'll watch people like Glam by Isoken on YouTube. I'll watch people like Beauty by JJ on YouTube. I'll watch their videos. Kiara Monet and Shirley B. Enian. So I used to watch a lot of makeup tutorials on YouTube on how I could make up better. The time I kept on getting better and better in makeup artistry. The first professional makeup job I got was, I think it was for my cousin, or maybe I don't know. I kept on getting makeup jobs, small, when people would just pay me stuff like 5,000 naira to do their makeup, 10,000 naira. There's a friend of me paid me to, I traveled to different cities. She paid me well, she gave me accommodation, paid for my accommodation to do her makeup in a different city for our wedding. So I did a makeup for a traditional wedding. I also did a makeup for a white wedding. So that was how I kept on doing it. But at a point I had to get into a 9-to-5 job, And the moment I started doing the 9 to 5 job, it wasn't really easy for me to merge the makeup artistry and combining it with my 9 to 5 job. So makeup was now more like something I just did on the side. It wasn't something I was doing on a steady basis. And the truth is, if makeup is not something, if you're not working with clients on a day-to-day basis, you'll find it difficult to be able to match shades well, because when you work more with, when you are doing makeup on a regular basis and you're working with more products, you're working with more people, you're working with various textures of skin, you'll be able to learn faster and know what best to use for each skin type. So I wasn't really like growing the way I should have grown as a makeup artist, just because it wasn't something I was doing on a daily basis. I think I want to extend this towards like the inner corners of my eyes a bit. So I wasn't really growing because it wasn't something I was doing on a full-time basis. Though I also had like my colleagues in the office, when there's like the end of the year party or they have their birthdays or something special, they'll call me to do their makeup for them, and I'll go to their house or wherever they are at and do their makeup for them. Or sometimes I'll hide in a corner in the office or look for one place to do their makeup for them. So that's how I kept on doing makeup over the years. I think I've been doing makeup since 2014, so it's almost like 7 years now. Though for whatever reason whatsoever, I don't know why my makeup videos on YouTube here doesn't get a lot of views. So it's just been like a bit of discouragement for me. But when I know how getting into makeup has some sort of changed my life, and it has helped my confidence level, has helped me realize that I could actually change the way I look, and it could get me all of the attention that I want, just because I knew the way I could do my makeup would get me attention, and I could look my best. I don't have to always feel like, okay, somebody was going to put me down or look down on me or say things like, why can't you be like your sister or whatever, or compare me with somebody else just because I probably didn't know how to put myself together the way the person knew how to put themselves together and all. So I'll just say that makeup really, really helped me. It helped my confidence, and it just helped me avoid situations where I was usually being put down and all by people who you probably may have you may expect them to know better and do better, but then human beings, they would always do that probably because they just didn't have something else to do, or they just, I don't know, people just always did stuff like that. But the moment I got into makeup, it wasn't really happening anymore, because when I was going for an occasion, of course, I was going to dress up. I was going to do one very crazy, edgy makeup look. I was just going to, wear something nice, even if my clothes wasn't so good. By the time I do my makeup and my hair, and I see my makeup and my hair, most times for my fashion, like for my fashion style is very simple. I don't like to do so much when it comes to what I'm wearing. But when it comes to my makeup and hair, my hair and makeup, I tend to go very extra. So I'll just say that, having gone through all of what, oh man, I just messed up. But anyway, I'll just blend there. Having gone through all of what I had to go through as a child, even up until growing up, like all of the comparison and being, like the expectations people had of me when they compared me to my sister, it just made me realize the importance of hair and makeup. And I think all of that was what made me launch my makeup brand, and also like get into doing hair. Oh, I think there's a different story on how I got into doing hair. I think let me just story right now. I just relocated from Sulere down towards Ago area, and there was this lady that used to make my hair for me in Sulere. So I told her to please come over to my place in Ago so she could do home service for me. But for whatever reason, she didn't come. She promised she was going to come, but she disappointed me. So after waiting for her for hours, and I saw she didn't come like she had promised me she was going to come, and I didn't have anything to do. I didn't have what to do with my hair, and I didn't know what to do with my hair to go to work the following day. So what I ended up doing was, that situation I found myself in forced me to then start making wigs. So I went and I got a wig cap, and I started I got a wig cap. I also got needle and thread. Luckily for me, I had one very old mannequin head. I think I even still have that mannequin head here, but the mannequin head is very ugly. Let me show you guys, please hold on. if it's not this one, it was something similar to it. But I had that particular mannequin hair that I used then to make that wig for over. I've had a mannequin head for over 11 years or 12 years. Got that mannequin head way back then. I never really used it because I think at the point I wanted to learn how to braid hair, but I wasn't able to learn how to practice how to braid hair. So I ended up just shaving. Yeah, it wasn't this mannequin. I ended up just shaving all of the hair on that mannequin head, and I started using that mannequin head to make my wigs. And the disappointment of that hairstylist that didn't come to make my hair, that was how I got into making wigs. And since then I haven't looked back. I still make wigs for my clients, my friends, my colleagues at work. I still make wigs for my family members that also, like, you know, need like wig services and all. So I'll just say that. So these are the two eyeshadows I've been working with, Shayo and Onyeka. So I'm going to use what I call it, like a shimmy shade now. I don't know what shade to use, but I think I'm going to use this one here named Kike. I'm going to use Kike on the center of my eyes. Yeah. So having gone through all of what I had to go through as a child, and even the disappointment of that hairstylist that was supposed to come and make my hair, that was how I got into making wigs and got into hair. I'd always liked hair, human hairs. Even while I was in university, I always saw how girls used to wear hairs, and then I was still wearing packed human hair extension. But I always used to wonder how girls were able to afford to buy these human hair extensions because they were so expensive. So the first time I bought human hair extension, I went to Baluku market with my sister. I think I had saved up to like 25,000 naira. So while she was buying her own hair, I also bought my own hair. But man, that hair, the first hair I bought, the tangling I got from that hair, no be here. So most times, I just realized then that if you're buying hair from Balugu market, it's usually high wigs, especially for someone who doesn't know good human hair extensions. So after I bought, I think I was in university, that was somewhere around 2008 or so. That was when I bought my first human hair. So I used one of the old human hair extensions I had to make that wig and that was what I used to go to the office. And after that incident of having to make my wig myself, I kept on making wigs for myself. Then I started making wig tutorials. People now saw that, okay, I knew how to make wigs. And at a point in time, my auntie was traveling and gave her some money to help me buy hairs from suppliers that she knew in China. So that was how I got into the hair business. The makeup thing was all because lack of confidence, because of how people would always compare me to my sister. I had low self-esteem, but it just kind of made me like this. It just kind of made me have to always struggle to always want to, you know, do better, or just at least try and look presentable, so that at least I don't have to go through people tormenting me or, you know, comparing me with her. I'm using this foundation from Sephora, and it's in the shade Deep. Is it Deep or Mocha? I'm going to be using this Sephora foundation right here, and I'm going to use a foundation brush to apply the foundation all over my face. Yeah. So I'd just like to say that makeup was a major escape for me, because in the kind of environment that I find myself in, if people are not teasing you because you are overweight, or maybe because you're not fashionable, at least by the time they see that, oh, you've done your makeup, you look so nice, your hair looks good also, by just looking at your face and all. So it just seems like, okay, it's some sort of it gives you, will I call it like a leverage or something? It's like a leverage. It just makes you, because they see that, I mean, your makeup is fine or your hair is fine and all. So it's like a door opener, because people see that you are able to do your makeup. People now want to be friends just because, okay, you know how to do your makeup, because they feel that maybe they could benefit maybe learning how to do their makeup from you, or they would just want to be associated with you. Because I noticed one thing with people, females and all, when a man sees a lady that looks attractive, is attracted to her. When a female sees a lady that knows how to put herself together, she also wants to be friends with her, just because she likes the way she goes extra when it comes to, you know, putting herself together. So for me, makeup was just a medium to escape bullying or being always being looked, being compared with my sister. And it was just a way for me to just feel more beautiful, and you know, it also helped my confidence a whole lot, because of course from everything I said, I've like, you know, detailed that I had gone through. I just always felt like maybe I wasn't good enough, I wasn't pretty, and I was just I was the ugly sister. Like the way people would always compare Khloe Kardashian to her sisters and say stuff like Khloe is not pretty and all. So that was my situation. Can you imagine having a sister like Kim Kardashian, and then you are now I'm now Khloe. I'm overweight. I didn't know how to put myself together. I didn't really have that very nice fashion sense and all. So I'll just put that having a sister like him, like it will be a whole lot of struggle. You have to do so much for you to be able to meet up with how she looks and all. And then people would not always try to be understanding or just let you be, because they will always want you to try your best. That why you know like your sister, why you know like this, like that, or that comparison never goes away. And you can see how stuff like that has actually affected Khloe Kardashian, because she has had to do lots of surgeries. Now I'm setting my face with powder now. I'm using this powder palette from Eddie Pride. Yeah, I'm using this powder palette from Eddie Pride. She has had to do lots of surgeries just to change the way she looks, because people have always compared her to her sisters. I'm just happy that I've never had to, you know, put myself through any sort of torture just to make sure I lost weight or I look like her or something. But one thing I would say for sure is, of course, my sister definitely influenced my fashion sense a whole lot, because when I now see how she dresses, I try to dress like her. But one thing I also realized much later on was that I couldn't dress the way she dressed, because we had different body type. So with time, what then happened was I started to learn what type of makeup suits my face shape, because our face shapes are actually different. My face is sort of round, or square rather. My face is square, while she has a more oval face. So I can't even afford to even do my makeup the way she does her makeup. Even the way her eyes are different. I can't afford to do my eyeshadow the way she does her eyeshadow, because it just might not fit. Or even the shape of her brows are also different. So I had to find out what works for me, what fits my face, and even what suits my body type, because I cannot come and start saying, oh, because people are comparing me to her when she's sewing something, and I have to make the same style she's making, just because, oh, by the time I sew the same style as her, they won't compare me to her anymore, because of course I try to look like her, and oh, I got the same style that she made. So I had to go to the point where I had to figure out what kind of outfit fits my body structure, because I have a broad shoulder and I needed to wear things that would that have more like the V-neck detail and sort of accentuated my waist. So if you're going through what I had to go through as a child, just don't let it bother you so much, because just know that human beings naturally can just be mean. So you shouldn't let whatever it is that they say to you or do to you bother you. Rather, just you could use makeup as an escape, like I used makeup for. And all of what I went through was what inspired me to launch my makeup brand, and it was all of what inspired me to get into doing hair for people, and even like, you know, doing my hair for myself. So in as much as I may have felt very bad way back then because of how people were mean to me and all, at least now I'm able to earn a living from makeup that I picked up along my journey. I'm able to earn a living from being able to do hair. Also able to also share all of what I've learned from being able to do hair and makeup on this platform here with other ladies who would also like to, you know, learn about hair and makeup and all. So I'll just say that as much as it may have been a difficult situation to get through, I'm also just thankful that at least it didn't affect me to the point where I'll start considering maybe doing surgeries to like change my body and all, because of course I figured out that with makeup I could actually change the way I looked, even if I might be fat or something. By the time I did like my contouring and highlighting, I could make my nose look more pointed, I could make my face look slimmer than it actually looks, and I could just look so much better and have like a very, very beautiful outlook, just by being able to restructure my face with makeup and enhance the beautiful features that I have, and draw back on the features that I have that are not so beautiful. Like my nose now might be a bit broader than my sister's nose, so instead of me looking out for somewhere where I could do a nose job, I wouldn't do a nose job. Rather, what I'll just stick to doing is I'll just do my contouring and highlighting, just to make sure that I'm able to restructure the shape of my nose with makeup and just have it look more flattering and all. Yeah, so I'm just using the powder that I'm using to shape the sides of my nose, also just blending with the eyeshadow area so that it looks so much better. There's no like a gap between the eyeshadow area and the nose area. Just trying to make sure everything blends pretty well seamlessly. So I'm going to use a lighter powder now, just to I didn't even highlight the bridge of my nose. I'm going to use this concealer right here just to put just a little product on the bridge of my nose, and just, oh, I think I may have overdone it, but yeah. Yeah, this is just to highlight the bridge of my nose. I'm just going to go back in with that brush and some sort of define it a bit more. That's the corners. Then I'll go in with a powder sheet that is lighter than my skin. I'll use a mix of these two. Then I'll use it to set the bridge of my nose so that it pops. Yeah, just I forgot to highlight my face the way I would normally do. I think the conversations we're having in this video just got me carried away. So I'll just quickly highlight my under eye area. I don't mean the ends of my eyes. Also here to the ends also. My under eye area is poppy right now. Okay. Yeah. Shade named Rachel. Using it to just further highlight the beginning of my eyes. Yeah, I want it to pop like it is now. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna apply my eyeliner. So I'm just gonna apply this eyeliner from the ends of my eyes here upward. Eyeliner is done. So guys, next for my mascara, I'm using mascara from ENL Beauty, the volumizing mascara. What I want to say now is, even if you've been in a situation whereby you have sisters or you have cousins or something, and people always compare you to them and expect you to look like they do or put yourself together the way they put themselves together, don't always feel sad when they do that to you, or don't let it make you just withdraw and run into your own shell, because that was what I always did. I would always just withdraw and run into my own shell. I always just want to just stay on my own, or probably just use food as an escape. Don't do that. Just try and still, be confident in yourself. If somebody chooses to tear you down or compare you to somebody else just because they have expectations that you should look like the other person, it just shows how callous or how unreasonable the person in question is. Because if I was comparing you to your own sister or somebody that was at that event, or maybe one celebrity or something, I'm telling you that why don't you look like this person? It just shows how naive people who do stuff like that actually are. Or even in situations whereby people start to tell you things like that. Oh, I know maybe your mom prefers your sister to you, or even if you've been in situations whereby you just found out that maybe your parents just prefer a particular sibling and they may not really care so much about you. It doesn't really matter. You shouldn't let things like that maybe make you feel sad or just make you feel like the rejected child or something like that. Rather, that should even drive you towards wanting to do more for yourself, wanting to be more, wanting to achieve more for yourself, and just live a happy life. At least the earlier you are even able to make money and do all for yourself, the faster you'll be able to get out of that situation and create the life of your dream and be around people that really make you feel loved, and people who empower you to just be yourself authentically and not have to fit into a particular mold or look a particular way just for them, just so that they can accept you. For my eyeliner or my waterline, I'm using MacBook Extremely Soft Eyeliner Pencil. You don't have to conform to people's expectations of you. You could literally just create like a whole different path for yourself and just choose to be yourself authentically. Let's look at people like the Young Ma or Weird MCs. These are females who choose to dress up like guys. I'm quite sure they've had to go through lots of scolding and comparison and rejection from people that they know in their family and all, but yet they still stuck to how they want to dress. They still stuck to how they want to appear and all. But then the truth is, it's not as if I got into doing makeup because I wanted to be accepted. The truth is, I always loved the idea of makeup because as I said when I started the story, the first time my mom applied lipstick on me, I was so happy. Like that day was the happiest day of my life because I just felt much happier when I had makeup on, unlike when I wasn't unlike when I didn't have makeup just made me excited. And the truth is, when my friends see me or hear me talk about makeup, or they just maybe mention anything related to makeup to me. So guys, for my lips, I'm using ENL Beauty lip liner in the shade Witty. I'm going to reach out for this eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use this brush now to define the sides of my lips. This is just to ensure that the sides of my lips are well defined and my lips just looks more put together. So for the center of my lips, I'm going to be using this matte lipstick from ENL Beauty named Walk It. Yeah. Next, I'm going to be highlighting my face, and I'm going to be using an eyeshadow from this ENL Beauty The Divine Eyeshadow Palette. And to highlight my face is this one right here named Onyinye. I'm going to take Onyinye on. This is the finished makeup look. I'm going to put details of all the products which I used in creating this makeup look in the description box, so you could check out this product and recreate this look. And all of the products which I used in creating this product are all very affordable products. Yeah, probably have been through all of what I've been through, and or you're still going through it. I just want to let you know that there's definitely a way to escape this thing, and there's also a way to profit out of whatever it is you're going through. Because I turned all of the insecurities I had, I turned all of the lack of confidence I had into building myself into this very confident female that I am. And I've also turned all of what I went through into building this business, this hair brand which I currently have, which is the ENL Beauty hair and makeup brand. And no matter how you might feel downcast, or you just feel like maybe you don't have any self-confidence or whatever, to myself, not because I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing good hair, but because I realized that human beings, you cannot depend on people to validate you. You can't depend on external validation. You need to grow to that point where you are confident in yourself and you don't seek validation from people anymore. Because if you keep on seeking validation from people, it will start pushing you to areas or places that you actually don't need to be in. So turn that situation, or turn whatever it is you are going through, into something that fuels you and propels you into achieving something bigger than you, that is also able to touch the lives of other women and just help them look better, have more confidence, and you're just happier in their daily lives, or probably much better. You can imagine doing a woman's makeup on her wedding day and you did the makeup so well, she looks so beautiful and she's so happy, she's thanking you for the way she looks because she made an impact on that particular day for that woman in question. Or imagine a schoolgirl using your beauty product and it just helps her look better, and let's say she used to be teased before and all of a sudden because she wore that makeup product, she's no longer being teased anymore because people are not probably accepting her because okay, she made an effort to look good and all. So turn whatever situation you are in a way that is able to favor you. You could use makeup to enhance the way you look. You could use hair to enhance the way you look and just look more confident and more put together. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you got value out of this video, please make sure you hit the like button so YouTube is able to share this video with more people. Also, please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please support me by clicking on the subscribe button just right below. Also, turn on the post notification bell right beside the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my uploads. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please support the ENL Beauty brand. You could purchase hair extensions from us. You could purchase my hair vendor information because I sell my business contact for people who are actually trying to get into the hair industry. If you're trying to get into the hair industry with less stress, you don't have to be going through the stress of having to test various vendors. I've already gone through that for you over. You don't have to go through the stress of wasting your money testing vendors or probably even getting scammed by vendors, because I've had stories of series of ladies that end up being scammed by various vendors. So what you just need to do is just purchase this hair vendor information and just get right into selling the hair extensions for yourself. And if you also would like to sell ENL Beauty products, you want to be our distributor, hit me up. I'm going to put a little email in the description box or a WhatsApp number you could message and just get into working with ENL Beauty brand, selling our products, and we could make profits together and just grow together. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember to always be bold and have courage, live a positive life. I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for watching this video to this very point. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day. Love you. Bye.